All right, so today we're diving deep into AI.
Yes.
And specifically, you want to know what Elon Musk's xAI is all about.
Right.
And, you sent in a ton of articles.
Yeah.
And
It's a hot topic.
it's a hot topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like it's way more than just another chatbot,
Absolutely.
This is about getting things done with AIs.
AI that can actually understand and learn and grow.
Yeah.
Not just, respond in a very simple robotic way.
So let's unpack this whole thing.
Yeah, let's dive in.
Elon Musk, the guy behind Tesla and SpaceX, he's serious about AI.
Oh, yeah, he's not playing around.
Yeah, and xAI is his big move.
Yeah, it's a big statement for sure.
And, I think what we really want to get to the bottom of is what makes them different.
Yeah, what's their unique angle?
Right, like what's the secret sauce and where are they going?
Exactly. And a good place to start, I think, is with their AI. Grok?
Grok. Okay, even the name is a little different. Yeah. You don't hear that every day.
It's not your typical, alpha or beta or whatever. It's Grok. And it's actually from a sci-fi novel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it refers to this kind of deep intuitive understanding, like you become one with the knowledge.
Wow.
And I think that tells you a lot about their ambition right there.
Yeah.
They're not going for just a simple chatbot.
Right.
They want to create an AI that can really grasp, the complexities of the whole world.
So we're talking about AI that could rival or even surpass what we're seeing from OpenAI and their GPT models.
Exactly. Think about the difference between a chatbot that can, hold a basic conversation.
Right.
Versus an AI that can analyze complex data. Understand the nuances, and then make predictions based on a deep understanding of how things actually work.
Right.
That's the level xAI seems to be aiming for.
So they're going big, but one of the articles mentions that they missed their target release date for Grok 3.
Oh, yeah.
It's supposed to come out 2024.
Yeah, they did miss that.
What does that tell us?
Well, it could be a sign that, they're hitting some serious technical challenges. I mean,
sure.
Building an AI of this caliber is incredibly complex.
Right.
But it also could be a sign that they're being extra cautious.
Oh, okay.
Realizing just how powerful this technology could be. And maybe they want to make sure they get it right.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it gets even more interesting when you consider what they're using to train Grok.
Okay.
Data from X, formerly Twitter.
Ah, yes.
We're talking about an AI learning from the fire hose of social media.
Imagine the sheer volume of information.
It's crazy.
News, opinions, trends, memes, conversations. It's all there.
Right.
And Grok is learning from it.
So on the one hand, Grok could become incredibly good at understanding human language and behavior.
Right.
And even predicting trends.
Absolutely. It could learn to understand slang, sarcasm, all those nuances of online communication.
But on the other hand, it's learning from a source that's known for its, let's just say, chaotic nature.
Yeah, there's a lot of misinformation, negativity, just plain weird stuff on social media.
Right.
So the question is, how will Grok filter all that out? Will it learn to separate the signal from the noise?
Right.
Or will it amplify the noise?
And this is where it gets really fascinating.
Yeah.
xAI has said they're developing Grok without regard to popularity or political correctness.
That's a bold statement.
What does that even mean in the context of AI learning from social media?
I mean, it suggests that they're not going to try to impose any preconceived notions of right or wrong on Grok.
Interesting.
It's essentially saying, let's see what the AI learns on its own.
Wow, so they're letting Grok develop its own understanding of the world.
Based on this raw, unfiltered data of social media.
That's wild.
It is. It's a pretty radical approach.
With huge implications.
Potentially huge implications.
This is already blowing my mind. We're talking about an AI that could understand the world in a way that no AI ever has.
Right.
But to get there, they're going to need a lot of help.
Yeah, definitely.
And that brings us to the next big thing xAI is doing, hiring thousands of AI tutors.
The AI tutors, what's the deal with that?
Yeah, what is that all about?
Well, it seems like they're realizing that even with all the data in the world, you still need human guidance to shape a truly powerful AI.
Right.
These AI tutors are basically going to be teaching Grok how to think.
And what's interesting is they don't seem to be looking for people with specific degrees or anything like that.
That's right.
The key requirement, strong writing skills.
That makes sense when you think about it. They need people who can communicate clearly, break down complex ideas.
Yeah.
Help Grok learn to express itself in a way that humans can understand.
So these AI tutors, they're going to be writing and editing and refining Grok's output.
It seems that way, yeah. They'll be working closely with the AI, providing feedback.
Right.
Essentially shaping its understanding of language and communication.
Yeah.
And it all ties back to xAI's focus on explainable AI, which is a really important concept.
Okay, break that down for me. What is explainable AI and why does it matter?
It's the idea that we should be able to understand how an AI arrives at its conclusions. So imagine Grok is making a decision that affects you, like whether you get a loan or not.
Yeah.
With explainable AI, you could see exactly which data points led to that decision. So it makes the process transparent and accountable.
So it's not just about the AI being smart. It's about the AI being able to explain its thinking to humans.
Exactly. And that's crucial if we're going to trust these AIs to make decisions that affect our lives.
This is a lot to take in.
It is.
This incredibly ambitious AI Grok, learning from the chaos of social media.
It's wild.
Guided by thousands of human tutors and built on a foundation of explainable AI.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's clear that xAI is doing things differently.
They're definitely shaking things up.
But the big question is, will it work?
Yeah, that's what we're going to explore in part 2 of this deep dive.
Yeah, we're going to take a closer look at xAI's overall strategy.
Right.
And try to figure out where they're headed and what the potential implications might be.
Absolutely. Lots to discuss.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. So we've established that xAI is aiming high.
They are not messing around.
No, they are not just trying to build a slightly better chatbot.
Right.
They are trying to change the game.
Yeah, change the whole landscape.
And to do that, they're going to need some serious firepower.
Yeah, for sure.
Which brings us to their next big move, building a massive supercomputer.
Oh, wow.
One that Elon Musk claims will be the most powerful in the world.
Well, that's a bold statement.
It is, but it kind of makes sense when you think about the scale of what they're trying to do.
I mean, yeah.
We're talking about training an AI on a data set as vast and complex as social media.
Yeah.
That requires a whole other level of computational power.
Pretty mind-boggling when you think about it.
So this supercomputer is the foundation for everything they're doing with Grok.
It's the engine that will drive their AI development.
And it's a clear signal that xAI is in it for the long haul.
Yeah, they're not just dipping their toes in the water.
They're making a massive investment, not just in the AI itself, but in the infrastructure needed to support it.
That's right.
It's interesting, though, because we talked earlier about how they missed their deadline for Grok 3.
Right.
Could this supercomputer be part of the reason?
Maybe.
Are they building something so complex, so radically different, that it's taking longer than expected?
It's definitely possible. I mean, maybe they're not just trying to match what companies like OpenAI are doing. Maybe they're aiming for something completely new.
Okay, so they've got the data, they've got the infrastructure, and they've got the human talent.
Right, all the ingredients.
But where are they going with all of this?
Yeah, that's the big question.
What's the end game for xAI?
Well, I think there are a few clues in their approach.
Okay.
First, their focus on explainable AI.
Right.
It suggests they're thinking carefully about the implications of what they're building.
Yeah.
They want to make sure that this AI can be understood, even if it's learning from a source as unpredictable as social media.
And then there's their statement about developing AI without regard to popularity or political correctness.
Right, that's a big one.
That's still really intriguing to me.
It's like they're saying, we're not going to limit this AI by our own preconceived notions.
So they're letting Grok learn from the world as it is.
Not as we might want it to be.
But that raises some questions, doesn't it?
It does.
Like, what happens if Grok develops an understanding of the world that's fundamentally different from our own?
It's a fascinating thought and maybe a little bit unsettling.
It is.
What if this AI starts to see things that we don't have, to make connections that we wouldn't even think of?
It's almost like we're creating a new kind of intelligence.
Right.
One that could surpass our own in ways we can't even imagine.
That's the potential.
So where do we go from here?
Right.
What does this all mean for the future of AI and for us as humans?
Well, that's what we'll be discussing in the final part of this deep dive.
Okay.
We'll explore the potential impact of xAI's work and what it might mean for society as a whole.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Okay, we are back for the final part of our deep dive into xAI. And honestly, my head is spinning a little bit.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in.
It really is. Oh, we've talked about Grok, the AI tutors, the supercomputer xAI's unconventional approach.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's a lot. So what does it all add up to?
Yeah.
What are the implications of all this?
I mean, I think it's safe to say that xAI is pushing the boundaries, of what we thought was possible with AI.
Yeah.
They're building something incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Something that could have a huge impact on the world.
And they're doing it in a way that's kind of fascinating and a little bit unsettling at the same time.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like this whole idea of developing AI without regard to popularity or political correctness. It's like
throwing out the rule book.
Yeah, they're throwing out the rule book.
Yeah, and that's what makes this so interesting.
Right.
Because it's not just about a new technology.
Right.
It's a new way of thinking about AI.
So what could this mean for us, like for society as a whole?
Well, imagine an AI that can truly understand the world, like see patterns and make connections that we as humans just can't even grasp.
Right. We talked about Grok, potentially making predictions and understanding trends, but like what does that look like in real life?
Right. So imagine Grok being used to analyze financial markets.
Oh, wow.
To predict weather patterns or even develop new scientific theories.
It's like...
the possibilities are mind-blowing.
It's pretty incredible, but there's also the potential for things to go wrong. Right. We've talked about the challenges of training an AI on data from X.
Right.
What happens if Grok starts to reflect like the negativity and the chaos of that data?
That's a valid concern for sure, and it's why I think xAI's focus on explainable AI is so important.
Okay.
They need to be able to understand how Grok is arriving at its conclusions to make sure it's not being, influenced by biases or misinformation.
So transparency and accountability are really key here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are crucial as AI continues to evolve.
Okay, so big picture time. Are you optimistic or pessimistic about the future of AI?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I know, it's a big question.
Honestly, I'm a little bit of both.
Yeah.
On one hand, I'm so excited about the potential for AI to solve some of the world's biggest challenges.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm also aware of the risks.
And those risks are?
Well, there's the risk that AI could be used for bad things for malicious purposes.
Right.
But there's also the risk that we become so reliant on AI that we lose our own ability to think critically and make decisions for ourselves.
So it's not just about the technology. It's about how we use it.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations.
Yes.
To think deeply about, the implications of AI.
Right.
And make sure we're developing it in a way that benefits everyone.
It's almost like we're standing at a crossroads right now.
I think we are.
The choices we make about AI are going to have a huge impact on the future.
Huge impact shaping the future, for sure.
This has been an incredible deep dive, and I have to say I'm walking away with more questions than answers.
That's good, though. It means we're thinking critically.
Right.
We're engaging with the complexity of all of this.
Absolutely.
And we're not taking anything for granted.
So what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from this conversation about xAI?
I want them to understand that the future of AI is not predetermined.
Okay.
It's something we're all shaping together.
Right.
Through the choices we make, the questions we ask, the conversations we have.
It really is up to us.
It is.
Well said. And to all of you listening out there, thank you for joining us on this journey.
Yes, thank you.
We hope it sparked your curiosity, challenged your assumptions, and left you with a sense of wonder about what the future holds.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning, because the future of AI really is in our hands.